when the heavens turned black and even the sun was swallowed by flame. The fate of an entire clan was sealed. If you enjoy the way I make my videos, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating. The black flames blotted out the sun, engulfing the entire region beneath them. Under their cover, everyone below suddenly felt the dou qi within their bodies begin to drain away, slowly yet relentlessly, as though an invisible force were continuously devouring it. This realization instantly threw the crowd into terror. Judging from the fate of those who had tried to flee earlier, it was clear that the Han clan had no intention of leaving behind any survivors. The entire mountain range descended into chaos. No one could have imagined that a simple medicinal ceremony would end in such a nightmare. Be careful. This entire place is filled with extremely fine fragments of the nihility devouring flame. Even dou qi can't block them. Xiaoyan placed a hand on Yao Lao's shoulder as soft pink flames enveloped them both. The fire lotus deep within Xiaoyan's eyes slowly rotated. With his perception, he could clearly see countless tiny black specks scattered throughout the air, imperceptible to the naked eye. Once they landed on a body, they clung like maggots to bone, continuously devouring the dou qi within. Attempting to protect oneself by coating the body in dou qi was utterly useless. The black specks would silently merge into the defense the instant they made contact. The realm has been sealed, Yao Lao said grimly. It seems the Han clan truly intends to wipe everyone out. So they've finally decided to act after remaining quiet for so long. Xiaoyan frowned deeply. Their luck was abysmal. They had walked straight into the Han clan's trap. Even if they had suspected an attack on the Yao clan, no one could have predicted that it would happen at this exact moment when resistance was most difficult. That explains their low profile during this period, Yao Lao said bitterly. They were just as quiet when the Shu clan vanished. He sighed, vexation evident in his voice. He had assumed that the alliance between the Yao Yan and Lei clans would make the Han clan hesitate. Yet even that had failed to thwart their schemes. No wonder the Han clan didn't dispatch experts even after the Sky Mansion alliance struck them, Xiaoyan added with a nod. While being wary of the Gu clan, they were preparing for this. At last his doubts were resolved. It wasn't that the Han clan didn't want him dead, it was simply that they had more important targets. Between killing Xiaoyan and dealing with the Yao clan, the Han clan would naturally choose the latter. In their eyes, Xiaoyan was still far from reaching the Yao clan's level. What should we do now? Yao Lao asked in a low voice. If today's situation was mishandled, neither of them would escape unharmed. The Han clan's ability to silently eradicate the Ling and Shu clans spoke volumes about their terrifying strength. For now, we observe, Xiaoyan replied solemnly. If the Han clan truly attacks, the Yao clan will retaliate. That'll be our chance to escape. He harbored no grand delusions of saving the Yao clan. They could barely protect themselves. How could they worry about others? Whether the Yao clan survived this calamity would depend solely on fate. Yao Lao nodded quietly. Though once a member of the Yao clan, his attachment to them was thin. He felt sorrow at their impending disaster, but he would never demand that Xiaoyan risk his life for a distant, indifferent clan. In his heart, Xiaoyan mattered far more. Floating in mid-air, Yao Lao gazed at the endless sea of black flames stretching across the horizon. An ancient, terrifying aura radiated from within, darkening his expression. All members of the Yao clan, listen well. Yao Dan inhaled deeply before letting out a decisive command that echoed throughout the realm. Activate the heaven-transforming Yo formation. The hearts of every Yao clan member trembled. This guardian formation had not been activated since ancient times. Its awakening alone revealed the magnitude of the danger facing the clan. Buzz. The Yao clan elders simultaneously unleashed towering pillars of light into the mountains. The earth shook violently as massive beams erupted from the ground, intertwining into a colossal, mysterious formation. The moment it took shape, all precious medicinal herbs withered instantly. Boundless energy surged forth, pouring into the formation. Swish, swish, swish. Almost every Yao clan member channeled their dou qi into brilliant beams that shot toward the formation from all directions. The formation blazed with light, releasing a terrifying pressure like a colossal dragon that had slumbered for thousands of years, finally awakening. The entire Yao realm trembled as vast energy converged. What terrifying pressure! Even Xiaoyan's expression grew grave. This force could rival that of an 8-star Dao Sheng. The Yao clan's foundation was indeed extraordinary. This is the Yao clan's guardian formation, Yao Lao said quietly, his expression complex. It was created by the founding ancestor himself. A fragment of his soul remains within it. Once activated, it might be able to withstand the Hun clan. Founding ancestor, Xiaoyan's eyes twitched. That title could only belong to a do-die-level existence. Haha. So this is the Yao clan's guardian formation. Hun Huzi sneered, gazing at the surging energy below. Turning toward the monstrous black flames, he bowed respectfully. Lord Nihility, it seems your intervention is required to break this formation. At his words, the black flames behind him began to writhe. They converged and slowly condensed into a humanoid figure before countless horrified eyes. Black fire cloaked the figure, strange symbols crawling across its body. Its eyes resembled bottomless black holes brimming with devouring power. Standing atop the flames, its form was indistinct, yet an ancient and eerie aura spread throughout the heavens. Mono, all nihility devouring flames in the area let out strange cries as if welcoming their master. Nihility devouring flame. Xiaoyan's heart thundered violently. With his understanding of heavenly flames, he recognized it instantly. The true nihility devouring flame. It has even formed a heavenly flame spirit, Yao Lao whispered hoarsely. This existence rivaled and perhaps surpassed the purifying demonic lotus flame. What terrifying power! It's even stronger than Yao Dan. A storm surged within Xiaoyan's heart. This was the most powerful heavenly flame he had ever encountered, an existence far older and more dreadful than legend. The demonic figure slowly lowered its gaze toward the formation below. Black flames roiled above its head, condensing into dense rain that poured down from all directions. Mochi! White smoke erupted as the fire rain struck the formation. Everyone could feel its energy being steadily devoured. Yao Clan, a hoarse voice echoed, shaking souls to their core. Surrender and you may yet survive. We still have use for you. As the fire rain fell, the lush mountains rapidly turned yellow, all vitality stripped away. It won't be so easy to swallow my Yao Clan. Yao Dan roared, ferocity blazing across his face. Countless pillars of light erupted from the Medicine Mountain and slammed into the formation. Xiaoyan's pupils shrank. Each pillar was densely packed with medicinal pills, their sheer number horrifying. The Yao clan had unleashed its entire accumulation. As a sea of pills surged into the formation, Yao Dan's expression turned resolute. Tens of thousands of pills form the heavens. In the name of alchemy, founding ancestor return. Bung bung bung, countless medicinal pills surged into the grand formation from every direction, rapidly dissolving into vast streams of pure energy. In the end, the energy within the formation seemed to transform into a vast liquid sea. Thunderous lightning-like sounds echoed endlessly as it churned and flowed. Founding ancestor return. Yao Dan's hands formed countless seals as ferocity filled his expression. He suddenly let out a thunderous cry. Crash. The instant his shout rang out, a massive whirlpool appeared at the center of the formation. Endless liquid energy poured into it at a terrifying speed. At the same time, an incomparably ancient aura slowly spread outward from within the vortex. The whirlpool spun rapidly, then quietly vanished. In its place, an illusory elderly figure clad in rough linen slowly emerged. Buzz. The moment the figure appeared, the souls of every Yao clan member trembled violently. A pressure rooted deep within their bloodline surged forth, forcing countless figures across the mountains to fall to their knees uncontrollably. Founding ancestor. Tears streamed down the faces of the Yao clan elders. Their expressions bordered on madness as excitement and reverence overwhelmed them. Under the stimulation of their bloodline, the illusory figure was no different from a living god, one they could neither offend nor resist. So this is the Yao clan's founding ancestor, a soul fragment. Xiaoyan's expression was solemn. Even with his perfect heavenly state soul, breathing felt difficult beneath that presence. This was merely a fragment that had endured for countless years, yet it already possessed such terrifying might. It was impossible to imagine the true power of a living Do-Di. Yao Lao's body trembled slightly as he stood beside Xiaoyan. His eyes were filled with awe, fear, and boundless respect as he stared at the figure within the formation. Hun Huzi's expression also darkened. The pressure emanating from the founding ancestor's fragment was overwhelming. The Yao clan was indeed far more difficult to deal with than the Ling or Shu clans. Yet no matter how they struggled, their fate would not change. Yao Di, the black hole-like eyes of the nihility devouring flame fixed upon the illusory elder. After a moment, it released a faint sigh, one laced with indescribable emotion. Such a pity. The supreme expert of that era is now nothing more than a remnant soul. Founding ancestor, please bless the Yao clan. Yao Dan knelt in mid-air, his voice low and reverent. Yao clan. The illusory old man murmured softly. Time had eroded most of his memories, leaving them blurred and incomplete. Yet the clan he had founded remained etched into his soul. His ancient eyes slowly swept across the land below. It has declined to such a state. Shame rose upon Yao Dan's face, yet he did not offer a single excuse. Nihility devouring flame. The founding ancestor lifted his head, gazing at the black flames that blotted out the heavens. A trace of sorrow flickered in his ancient eyes. With a wave of his sleeve, a ripple of light spread across the formation, forcibly scattering the black flames clinging to it. The nihility devouring flame smiled faintly. No complete memory, no complete soul, a pitiful existence, little more than a puppet. Capturing your remnant soul alone would be worth millions of complete ones. His finger etched with black symbols extended and pointed downward. Bang! The heavens and earth seemed to collapse. A colossal black flame finger descended from the sky, vast enough to cover half the mountain range. Space itself cracked beneath its weight as it ruthlessly pressed toward the formation. Countless faces turned ashen. Just before the finger struck, the founding ancestor raised his hand. A massive medicinal cauldron materialized above the formation, rivaling the finger in size. Mysterious runes covered its surface, and an ancient aura radiated from it as if it were real. The black finger slammed into the cauldron, producing a deafening hum that rippled through the heavens. Grr! Weaker cultivators instantly spat out blood. Some had their eardrums shattered, blood pouring from their ears as they collapsed in agony. The finger shattered upon impact. The cauldron, however, became far more illusory. The founding ancestor's figure also dimmed noticeably, his energy rapidly depleting. How many times do you think a mere soul fragment can block me? The nihility devouring flame laughed softly. With another motion of his finger, multiple colossal flame fingers descended once more. Hum. Cracks spread across the cauldron. All Yao clan members, pour all your do qi into the formation. Yao Dan's expression changed drastically. He roared and his do qi erupted into a brilliant pillar of light. Countless others followed. The cauldron solidified once again, then shot out of the formation, hurtling directly toward the nihility devouring flame. Han Huzi's face changed as he hurriedly retreated behind the flame spirit. You have the strength of the Yao clan. The nihility devouring flame said calmly, and I have mine. With a wave of his sleeve, the entire Yao realm trembled. Densely packed clusters of black flames surged from outside the formation, rising into the sky. Within them were countless struggling figures. Screams echoed endlessly. There, the Yao clan's descendant citizens. Xiaoyan's face turned pale. Millions of ordinary clan members, men, women, children, were dragged into the flames, their bodies instantly reduced to blood and devoured. What ruthless cruelty! Xiaoyan clenched his fists until blood seeped from his palms. Han clan. The Han clan will be an eternal enemy of my Yao clan. Yao Dan roared madly, his eyes bloodshot. The nihility devouring flame ignored him. He clenched his hand, forming an enormous blood-red sphere that rapidly expanded to tens of thousands of feet. A familiar aura emanated from it, one that made every Yao clan member's heart shudder. Explode! The blood sphere slammed into the cauldron. The sky was drowned in crimson light. Sound vanished. Only annihilation remained. Bang! An indescribably terrifying energy shockwave erupted, ripping space apart. The remaining force smashed into the formation. Boom! The formation shook violently. Liquid energy scattered chaotically. The formation is about to break. Despair froze the hearts of every Yao clan member. The founding ancestor sighed softly. This calamity cannot be avoided. His figure shot out, transforming into a beam of illusory light that pierced the black flames and plunged into the body of the nihility devouring flame. Bang! A dull, muffled sound rang out. The nihility devouring flame's body trembled violently. You damned old ghost! Black flames erupted wildly. A faint sound followed, as though a soul had shattered. The Yao clan stiffened as one. Something within their bloodline quietly vanished. Founding ancestor. Yao Dan stared blankly at the sky, his faith utterly shattered. Crack! The formation trembled violently, then exploded. The formation has been broken.